Well, thank you very much, Nana. Let me say good morning to our viewers and to all of us here in the studio. I went to Mfanspim School, and our motto is Dream Shekan. And I said, I am so excited about what Ato Forson and the government have decided to do. What it means is that we're thinking forward. Ahead. We are thinking ahead. We're thinking about tomorrow. As a country, I think that is something that has always been our problem. We're not able to think ahead. We're not able to prepare for tomorrow. And so when we are hit by certain unexpected circumstances, our resilience level becomes very minimal, and it affects us economically, especially for the mere fact that our economy has very much been dependent on foreign.
True.
And the impact on anything outside our borders tend to give us a bit of a raffle. It is important for us to note that even individually, people are always urged to be able to save for tomorrow. People are urged to build up some capital, some reserve for tomorrow. That is why we have so many monetary policies from various financial institutions to prepare something like a welfare for people tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's why you and I even will want to take up an insurance for tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed.
So it is important that as a nation, it is something that we should not take for granted. It is something that we should always have at the back of our minds, that since our economy is so dependent on foreign economic policies, we should always have our own. Let me say this. Most countries, most economies the world over depends much on their reserves.
True.
The US, for example, people would think that US is not indebted. They are indebted, but they have so much cover that makes the indebtedness insignificant. If tomorrow it comes to the West that they should auction their cover in order to meet those debts. As a country, we've always been hovering around 3.5, 3.9 weeks, or sometimes months of cover.
Yeah.
And that economic, let me say, architects have always questioned why should a country with such a huge resource and which most of the time have problems when they are hit by unexpected circumstances have only 4 months or 3.5 months or sometimes like 3 weeks cover. And so this is a novelty, and it's good that he's even trying to articulate it in law to make it a policy that will always be there for every successive government to implement, to make sure that we don't have less than 15 months of cover. I think whatever be the situation, if you program yourself to have something within 15 months, that will make you be able to withstand unexpected circumstances. For example, let's see what happened during the COVID. At least for about 6 months, everything was in a mess.
Yeah.
But if we had that cover, at least we will be affected, but we'll be able to stand on our own.
The impact wouldn't have been as dire as it was.
Yes, and we didn't have taken some of these difficult measures we've taken, which has made people's life worse off. Yes, because if our international cover was good enough, if our resilience was good enough, the citizenry would not have been called to make some of the sacrifices they made. You understand? Because the state will be in a position to be able to give buffers, to be able to stand and make sure that they lessen the burden of the already suffering masses. So I think that this is good. It speaks much about the efforts the government has made in order to make sure that this economy is turned around, and the economy will be able to be resilient, will be able to stand firm. I'm happy. This is not the only thing. Yesterday, I also saw the minister talking about paying the 5 years arrears of gratuity for security personnel. That was a dangerous rope for us. Because I've seen so many countries destabilized because of gratuity of air servicemen. And so if we also taken that debt away, and we've also paid the huge interest on the DDEP, so it means that we're heading in the right path. We're heading to the correct, let me say, point of addressing our socio-economic problems, especially the ones that have been created by reckless handling of our finances. In the last administration, continually we talked about the way the then Minister of Finance was borrowing recklessly and was not putting anything down for us. When we took over, the cover was just about 4 months of imports cover. 4 months, only 4 months. It was about 3.9. And that was something I remember Ezekadongo spoke about seriously.
Bogatanga Central.
Yes, he spoke about seriously when he organized that lecture at East Legon. I listened to him, and he was so much interested in our import cover. So today, if we are aiming towards, first, we're looking at 8 months, then moving it to 11 months, and then moving it to 15 months. It tells you that there's a plan, there's a program. All things being equal, and without any serious thing happening now, we're heading towards, by 2028, having that 15 months cover. That is good enough to be able to usher this country into another level of economic advancement. And so it is encouraging news. I will urge the minister to continue to be disciplined and urge him to also do the things that he is doing. Sometimes when you are doing things right, you should be able to get the sort of encouragement to stay on that course and not be deflated or not be disrupted or not be discouraged. So I think once he's set on a good course and everyone, the factors are there, maybe what he needs to do more is to be able to take those measures that will lighten up the local and the small and medium enterprises level, so that businesses will start to experience the effect of this economic magical wand that he's putting up. Because you see, I'm not an economist. From the layman and the pedestrian thinking, I start to ask myself, Ato is just behaving like Michael Carrick. You understand?
And what he's doing with Man U?
Yes, it's the same economy. The same economy. Is there a change of hands? And he's not doing anything so wonderfully well. He's just using the same basic things that should have been done, that people were talking about, and somebody was so adamant in doing it. And he's doing the same thing, and he's achieving the results that we were all expecting to have been achieved long ago. So it tells you that it's not just a matter of books or being a Harvard student, but doing what is basic. The discipline is what is important. Cutting your coat according to the size of your cloth.
True.
You know, taking care of expenditures that are necessary, and not be a spendthrift, and not going into the profligacy way of doing things, unnecessary celebrations of watching and kinky and all those things when other things needed to be done.
Right.
You know, it is. He's not. I don't see Ato coming to stand there the last time, you know, and quoting verses and doing things that were seemed to be aesthetics. He's being real with figures. He's being real with the issues. And I think that is what is important. And one thing I like about he's always consulting. He's always sharing with the stakeholders within the industry, within the economy, and making sure that their impact is. Look at what he did just last week when he heard about this issue of the oil smuggling. Okay, so he went there, had time with the customs guys, and immediately let them understand how he wouldn't want to see these things happening. That tells you somebody who is practical, somebody who is really pragmatic. He wants to be able to do things and experience things himself so that it will inform the steps he takes.
Right.
I think in the last administration, the problem we had was the fact that the people themselves saw the problem.
Yeah.
But they were unable to make sure that problem is solved. Because I remember very well, we were in Ho when this whole issue of the economic recovery and all those policies that they talk about. Right there, members of parliament in the majority at that time, I saw they were confused. All the presentations that were made by Ken Ofori-Atta at the time, they were confused.
Right.
And that is where they triggered the incitement for his removal, and But we came back to Parliament, and all that I saw was that they were backing down, and because the plan was for them to move, and then we will support them, so that we'll be able to get Ken Ofori-Atta out, but they wouldn't. So,
but eventually we saw a good number of them make a call for his
and what happened after the call? If they had been steadfast and they had stood their grounds, the president couldn't have kept Ken Ofori-Atta in that position. You understand? That's why last time, remember I said it here, when my colleague made a point, I said, if you holding a public office and you know what you are doing is right, but then because of opposition pressure, you succumb and do the reverse, you are responsible for the consequences.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That was when they were talking about the fact that international cocoa prices was down. That's when we've seen it introduce cocoa when you have not asked him a question about cocoa. International prices were down, but then we were insisting that the farmers should be paid an amount of money, so they had to listen to us and pay that amount of money when you knew that the economy could not sustain it.
True.
When you knew that by doing that you are actually subsidizing, and then it will have effect on other sectors of the economy.
Indeed.
But they did. Ken did, just to score political points. But the reverse is that it became dire for the whole nation and had effects ultimately on the same economy.
Yeah, on the economy.
So I think Ato should stay focused, stay on the same lane, move the same pace he's moving. Just that I want him to look at certain little things that we have to do now, since the economy is now stabilized and in the right path, to be able to ease the pressure on the ordinary roadside trader and all those, so that everybody will have a feel of it.
Very well.
And then some of us who are also engaged in public sector, will also have a feel of it in our visits to the markets and the rest. That is all that is important for now, because the macro is the indicators are good. What is left is the micro. Let's see how we can put the micro to in shape, so that the economy, people will see a difference.
So that it reflects in the pockets of the ordinary Ghanaian.
It's already reflecting, because you have gas down, you have gas prices down, you have food prices down. So it's something that is good. It's reflective of what is happening at the higher level. But I think it is further. It will be good if it further comes down, siphoned down to the ordinary Ghanaian.
Very honorable. Thank you.